welcome. Today we'll be talking about the best immigration pathway in Canada. The best immigration pathway. What's the best immigration pathway? I know people will say there's no best immigration pathway. And guess what? Welcome to my YouTube channel. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Today we'll be talking about the best immigration pathway in Canada. The best immigration pathway. What's the best immigration pathway? I know people will say there's no best immigration pathway. And guess what? They are correct. Well, determine the best immigration pathway. There's no one size fit all for the best immigration pathway in Canada. It depends on you as an individual. It depends on your profile. On your profile. But we'll be looking at different immigration pathways in Canada. Um, I'll be streamlining it to my own self, my own pathway that I'm currently looking at. Sorry, excuse me. So what are the various immigration pathway in Canada? Um, we have the work-based program, the regional-based program, we have the refugees family sponsorship, all those, all those. So what is the work-based program? In case I'm looking down, you already know I have a note. So what is the work-based program? We have the express entry. We have the medical doctors, which is a new pathway for doctors. They just brought out. We have the caregivers pathway, and then for regional programs, we're talking about the OIMP, which is we're talking about the PMP, which is the provisional nominee program, the AIP, which is the Atlantic Immigration Program. I'm talking about the RCIP and FCIP, which is the Rural and Francophone Community Immigration Pilot. The Quebec Investors and Entrepreneurs, Quebec's latest skilled workers. All these are under the regional program. So today we'll be focusing on the work-based program, and let us first with focusing on the express entry program. Express entry program. So for the Express Entry program, what are these programs under the Express Entry program? We have the Canadian Experience Class, and we have the Federal Skilled Worker Program, and we have the Federal Skilled Trade Programs. And then we'll be going further to streamline it to the Federal CEC, which is a Canadian Experience Class, and the Federal Skilled Workers Program. And there's even another one, category-based program, but I think it's still the FSWP program, but in a more streamlined way. In a more streamlined way, because the FSWP still stands, but and then there's category-based draw. And the major difference is that the FSWP welcomes anybody in his 1 year experience in your job, and welcomes anybody with a job with the tier 0 to 3 from outside and inside Canada. But the category based draw welcomes anybody both here and abroad with the selected category selected job knock codes, and only needs like 6 months experience, right? So before going further, a brief background about me. I'm an international student, or I came in as an international student, and I studied a 1 year program, which is project management. I also went ahead to do like a 6 months PSW course, and thereafter, I got my PGWP, which is my postgraduate work permit, and I currently live in Ontario, Canada. I'm based in Ontario, Canada. So that is a my brief background. So let's dive right into the best immigration pathway I am looking at. So after much research here and there, I finally, you know, streamlined it into looking at the CEC, category based draw, and provisional provincial nominee program, and the AIP. I'm also looking at the RCIP, right? But for the sake of this video, I'll just be talking more about the CEC and the category based draw, right? So for the CEC, what are the requirements? You need every other thing apart from the every other thing still stands the same, which is your um your English test. You need your English test. Your job must be between tier 0 to 3, and it can be in any knock code, like not in any knock code. It has to still be between tier 0 to 3. Like it can be more than one knock code. You don't have to, stay in one job for the whole 1 year. And there's no educational requirement, like you don't necessarily have to start them have an education here in Canada, right? But you must have like 1 year experience. So you must be in Canada to have that experience. So that is that for CEC. Then for category based draw, you did 6 months experience. 6 months experience and 6 months continuous experience, I think, in one job, like 6 months continuous experience in one job. And it must be also be within tier 0 to 3, and also in the selected knock codes. We have 6 different categories. We have the trade, we have the STEM, we have the education, we have the agric, we have the healthcare, and there's one other one I can't remember. But and under this category, there are different job knock codes. So your job must be under any of this. So I've streamlined my own pathway to either be CEC or category based draw, right? I've decided that, okay, I'm on my work permit now. I'm going to start applying to jobs that are within tier 0 to 3, regardless of if they are healthcare or not healthcare. I'm also considering the provisional nominee program, and I'm also considering Atlantic Immigration Program and FCIP. I'm considering those three, but my main consideration will be the category based draw. Whereby if I get any job, whereby I'll start looking at, with my 6 months program in PSW, I'm looking at getting a job in a long-term care home, so that I can get like a tier 3 job, a tier 3 PSW job, and then get into the pool, and then after get like 6 months experience, so that I can get like my ITA. That's one pathway. Another pathway is that if I get like a job that is within tier 0 to 3, regardless of it being healthcare or not healthcare, I can stay in that job for 1 year, after which, my score updates in the pool, I can get invited for ITA. Another pathway I'm also considering, which is the PMP, because I'm currently in Ontario. I'm considering YMP, which I have to get like a tier 0 to 3 job, and my employer have to be supportive enough to want to create a portal for me, and help me with that process, so that I can get like a nominee certificate, and then go ahead and to apply for my PR via express entry with my nominee certificate, which is express 600 points, right? AIP is another pathway And another pathway is RCIP, which is you have to travel out of Ontario, like all those rural areas. You have to be willing to, go there and go and settle down. And seriously speaking, I don't think I am ready to go to a rural town, but never can say when push comes to shove, you have to do what you have to do, right? But recently, this is what I'm considering doing. Number one, get any job, to be on the safer side, get any job between tier 0 to 3. Now, get any job between tier 0 to 3. That is my main goal right now. That is my main goal right now. Get any job between tier 0 to 3. I need, like, I'm currently doing a mania job, right? And I want to, move from that job. I want to move from that job. So even if the job is not like, maybe the company they are not signing at this time, but it has to be tier 0 to 3. So let me get that job, at least, you know, have a better experience from what I'm currently doing, have a better experience from what I'm currently doing, and then there I can start, dishing out application to other places and all that. So action plan: get a job between tier 0 to 3, and while in that job, start, planning if it's the right one, if it's not the right one, and then I take it off from there. While I'm able to plan like this, because like I still have time on my PGWP, right? I still have time on my